Okay, let's talk a little bit more about the leads for all those steps that we did in the swing. The important thing is that you tell your partner where to go and that she feels comfortable following you, knowing exactly what you want. When I'm dancing my basic, all I really have to lead is her to feel my motion. Now, there's something about that. I can't just take my swing and start without her because she doesn't know. Okay, so in other words, if I'm not moving her when I start, she's not going to move either. So when I go, I have to indicate for her to start. Here's how I do it, two ways. One is by the stand in the back. When I'm dancing, I might be counting 1, 2, 3, 4, but I move her a little bit. And when I say that, I mean I take her with me, so that when I do my triple, this hand is going to take her with me. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And if I'm dancing with a partner that's inexperienced, my hand plays an awful lot to have her feel more confident with what I'm doing. I will literally be moving her one way and pulling her the other way. In other words, my hand is literally moving one way and pulling her back. So she always will feel a triple step, a pulling back, and a little indication to do the rock step. So when we're doing a basic, I have my frame. She'll feel me moving her this way, moving her that way, and even on the rock step. This is what makes a difference for ladies when they're dancing with men, thinking, well, he's a really good dancer, he's a really good leader, because they feel like they really know what I'm doing. So I am taking her with me. I'm indicating where she should do a rock step. She will feel the rhythm with me at all times. If I don't use my frame to move her with me, if I just think of going with the step, it just doesn't work, okay? You can cheat a little bit. You can go 1, 2, 3, 4, go. But a more experienced dancer will just take his partner and move them into it, okay? And just like with a car, you don't usually take a car and just step on the gas and go. You kind of ease into it. And when we're taking in the dancing, and I might be hearing the music go 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't just all of a sudden just go. I have to make my partner feel like she's moving into it. So my body will have a slight movement before my feet actually go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now it's just a small imperceptible millisecond difference, but she will feel the movement. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So the combination of having my frame so that I take her with me, and also the combination of moving just slightly into it before my feet start, it gives her all the indication of when to go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Not sure if you can see that, where my body's moving slightly ahead of the count. Let me do it from this angle. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bump, 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 bump. Let me do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You should see a slight movement just a millisecond before I start my footwork. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So that's important when you're starting off the dancing. It's not so important if the lady has good timing to keep doing that. She should be able to maintain the music with you. But when you want her to do something different than what you're doing, then it comes into play that you have to lead her to do something different. When I want to do an open break, I lead her in such a way that she knows that she's supposed to be opening away from me. What do? A couple of things. I release on this side. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I also control where she's going with her feet with this hand, so that she knows she's supposed to be doing something when I let go of her. So with this hand here, I'll go 1, 2, 3, and I will kind of indicate with my hand that she's to move back and this direction. I just don't go 1, 2, 3 and release, because then she's kind of wondering, what was I supposed to do? Am I supposed to do an underarm turn or something different? So to give her confidence in my lead, 1, 2, 3, indicate with the hand where she's to go. This is your steering wheel. And I actually take the hand and will lead it one direction and the other direction from another angle. This hand, if we were doing a closed position and then an open break. Here's my basic. When I open up, I release, but I take her hand and indicate where she's to go. If I did this without a partner, it would look like this. I'm dancing 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, rock, step. So I'm overemphasizing just a teensy bit, but this is what my hand is doing when I'm dancing with her. She's always going which way to go, which way to move, and when to rock back. When we do our underarm turns, the outside underarm turn is the easiest one to lead. Because if you're in a closed position and you lift your hand up, okay, she knows to go under. I think of the outside underarm turn is basically like opening a car door for a girl to get in. And so when I lift my hand up, I'm opening the door for her. 1, 2, 3, and she can go through. Okay? When I lead an underarm turn, I am not cranking her arm around to turn her. I am simply going from this position with the hand low to making the archway for her to go under. I always lead this after the rock step. After the rock step, 1, 2, the hand is going up. So that she knows during her full triple where she's supposed to go. And this is an important note. Lead everything in swing as you exit the rock step. The rock step is 2 counts. 1, 2. By 2, you should be leading into the next motion. So if I'm doing an underarm turn, I'll go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, rock, step. So you notice that when I did this, I don't wait until I go rock, step, and then start lifting the hand up in the triple. That's too late. I will lead it on the 2 of the rock step. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, rock, step. Now that doesn't mean that on the rock step 1, 2 that I have to have it instantly up. It just means on the rock step the arm starts going up so that the triple step she knows that she has to go under. So one more time, triple step, 1, 2, triple step, rock, step. The next part that makes it comfortable for her is when she does the underarm turn, besides giving her a good indication, I'm just following her arm in a natural motion. It's important that when she does the underarm turn that she puts her arm where it's comfortable for her. So I'm sort of following her hand motion when she does the turn. What I mean by that is when I'm doing this turn with this hand and I lift it up, I go with that hand where her body takes me. I don't try to move her at all, besides putting the arm up into the arch. From that point on, I'm just following her hand wherever it goes. And that's very important because men, we can try to crank her arm or bring it down too soon and it's uncomfortable for the girl. So with all underarm turns, give the indication and then follow her hand around. I follow her motion. And if I want to do or link back together, what has to happen is as she does her rock step, I have to be pulling her in. So again, I lead out of the rock step. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I do an outside turn. I want her to come back to me. Rock, step, 1, 2, 3. And it's not a sudden kind of a pressure. It's just that as she rocks back, I take that momentum and start pulling her forward. It's a constant motion, so she knows where she's supposed to be going. Okay? So I'm going to do a lead like that again. Outside turn and then bring her back to me. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Rock, I'm pulling her in. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Notice I switch my hands back into this position. Let's look at that. Outside turn, pull her in, then I switch the hands over. Okay? The other combination is an outside underarm turn and an inside underarm turn. The lead for that. We covered the outside. As she rocks, step, you leave the archway, she goes through. If I want her to come back, I have to hold onto the fingertips, this is where I control her, and as she does her rock, step, I pull the hand up into another archway, but I pull the archway to the other side of my body. Instead of being out, I pull the archway into my body. So that's why it's an inside turn, you're turning her in towards you. There's the outside turn, I go rock, step, lead there. The other thing with an inside turn and an outside turn that I haven't mentioned is the man always centers himself on the girl when she's away from him. See, I'm right on her. When she turns back, I stay that same spot facing her. When we're in closed position, we don't face one another. We face out the promenade position. We both face forward, in other words. But the moment that she goes into her underarm turn, I'm centered on my partner. Wherever she goes, I'm right there. So I can pull her back in if I want that spot. So an outside turn, fingertip control, lead her right to an inside turn. Bring her back in. Okay, she also saw what I did with my outside arm when she was away. I went like this. She got the idea that I want to come back in closed position. So those little clues help you become a better leader. Now, the back pass and the waist slide, the leads for that, they're not so important because the lady's not really doing the turn, the man's doing the turn. But it's important the gal knows what to do while you're dancing, your turns. So if I do like the back pass, I just have to place the hands to where I want them to be. And she should just do her basic. So basically, I'm doing all the hand switching there. Okay? Notice that after that turn, though, or even before, let's say I'm doing a basic, I'm still giving the steering for her hands. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. If I want her to go this way, I'm steering her this way. If I do the back pass and I want her to go different, I have to pull her hand the opposite direction. So I'm going to do a back pass in the inside underarm turn. When I do the back pass, the indication will be for her to go this way. I do my step. So I can lead an inside underarm turn. As she's doing her rock step, as she rocks back, I will be pulling her forward for the next lead. And again, it's always, as she rocks back, you build a little tension in the fingertips to pull her out of the rock step, either to the left or to the right. So again, whenever we do the rock step, I have to give the indication which way I want her to go, whether it be that direction or this direction. Okay? That's the leads for your basic swing.